Hey guys, and welcome back to good old Let's Talk. It's been a bit, as always. It's always been a bit. We don't do these on the regular and or lickety split. I'm out of breath. Apologies. But yes, usually it is again whenever I feel like I need to clear my head. And weirdly enough, these last couple months have been like I feel like I'm pretty narrowed in on what I want and what I want to accomplish and yada 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 yada. So yeah, on an unrelated note, you guys, well, no, it's related. You guys are getting me kind of half-baked here. I just streamed, and yeah, it's something I guess we could talk about. I say that a lot, but usually, like, I just hit record and I'm like, let's get stuff off my chest. Blah, blah, blah. But it's actually pretty cool. So I always wondered what would happen if I were ever to work like a full 6-hour day job, etc. And see, like, you know, how the fuck would that happen? Because I already spend so much time into YouTube, and like the 2 to 3 hours I have, I really like knowing that I at least have that, right? So I wake up, I watch a couple videos, then I make videos, and I edit for most of the day. And to think, okay, now I have to work like a full day, and get done by 5, and then be like, okay, so now, you know, the 3 hours that I did kind of have are now gone because now I have to go immediately into making videos. And I always wonder how that would take a toll on me and how much, like, even if I could do it, right? Like, could I still keep the quality and the stuff that I have having to work a full day? And it was always kind of like a scary idea because to me, I was like, man, I like just doing the things in my head. I don't think that can happen. Like, I do think it'd be draining and whatnot, and the things kind of lined up really well because I started exercising at the beginning of this year, and that really helped. For those guys who don't know, in the family we have a business, etc. We put decals on cars and whatnot. So whenever we get overbooked, I get pulled in. So that's sometimes why videos may seem rushed, or like a video that's not exactly purposeful enters into the fold. That's kind of why. So I'll go and help my family, my dad, and put up signs and do all this stuff because that's part of the business. So I did that all yesterday and the day after that. So we did it Friday and Thursday. And it's strenuous labor type job. It's not like something where it's strictly mental and like a little tedious stuff. It's tedious, but it's also very huge. Like it's sitting there scrubbing the shit out of this car, trying to get like paint fragments out of it. And we had to do like 7 passes over it. So you're sitting there for the entire day doing this, trying to get this little bastard out of the paint, out of the steel, just so that the sticker can stick to the damn vehicle. I don't want to get into it, but needless to say, it's very like it takes it out of you. And also, it's not like the most thought-driven activity. Whereas editing and etc. is. So I was worried how the turnover rate would be with that, where I usually edit and use my head a lot, but I don't particularly use my body. But then again, I do work out intensively every single night, so that kind of helped me deal with this because I wasn't that bad doing that like strenuous work. Don't get me wrong, you feel it. You feel it at the end of the thing. But what I'm saying is that entire day on Friday, I had to work the entire day. Not the entire day. When I got home at 5, I was like, okay, now I gotta try to make a video with less time, and I gotta try to edit it and all this fun stuff. And I always wondered what would happen when I would get to that point. If I would eventually just be like, I don't think I can manage this. Like, I don't think I can even, you know, and that shit starts happening. I always thought I'd have that revelation just considering things. But no, I got there and I was like, okay, fuck it, let's make a video. And I did, and I was like, all right, cool. And then I made a video. It was quick, contained, we got it out, and it was fine. I think it was Shadow of War is what we did. Yeah, we were just trying to, we did sieges and stuff. We just ran, again, it was kind of like, this wasn't necessary, but I just wanted to make a video, and that was the one I thought we could do, and we did it. I thought the video came out really well too. Yeah, so it's a cool prospect to know that, like, you know, you're more stubborn than you thought, I guess. That's more or less what it is. It's me being very stubborn and being like, and, you know, instead of being like, all right, I'm tired as hell. I feel gone mentally. I feel physically. I feel drained. I feel like I can't even stand anymore because my feet are going. Because I have shitty Converse. It was bad for your feet for working. I got to that point and I was like, yeah, no, I still want to do it. I still want to go through it. And when I'm tired, beaten, and blah, still wanted to make videos. Still wanted to do those things. Still wanted to get my tasks done. And it was really cool to know that, like, cool, you know, even though that does happen and that does take up time and that does do all these things, doesn't take away from my little baby, my little baby that I do know I love, because hell, I went through shit and then I still wanted to be with that. Anyways, Yeah, so I thought that was kind of neat. I always wondered what that would be like, you know, doing a full day and being like, I always come to the conclusion I'd probably be like, we're gonna have to break our daily streak. Like we haven't missed a day of uploading in like 4 years or something crazy, and I'd be like, damn it. But nah, I don't think we'll get there. Maybe we'll get there, but it'll never be like. At least I hope it won't. Knock on wood. It might be. It might happen with the day where we lose our daily streak. But in order for me to lose my daily streak, I have to have not made a video for that day intentionally. And well, not intentionally. That's kind of a fail thing. What I mean is if I make a video and I schedule it to go up on YouTube and YouTube has a fuck up and uploads it on like a day early, when you guys randomly get like 2 videos a day early, then that's not on me, and I don't want, like, I made the effort to put it out into the ether. It's not my fault that YouTube sometimes has a panic attack, etc. So yeah, so that's where I'm at when it comes to doing my part and whatnot. And yeah, it's just a really cool thing to be like, fuck yeah, I did all the things. Anyways, side note, one of our fantastical people in the community, she's made more or less the channel icon. I wanted to use it in a video, so I had to retrace it in my editing software, which took time, and then I tried to make it move. And then whilst adjusting it slightly and trying to animate it, I found a frame where it was moving, where I just kind of liked the way it was, and I took a picture of that, and that's a thumbnail. My God, Derpin, I'm not sure if I'm saying your name properly, forgive me if I'm not, but you've been around since a long while. I think you've been around for a long fucking time. And yeah, she started off making drawing and whatnot, and I loved it, and she started making fan art of little old me, which made me like, why? With as many people that you could be doing things for, and they'd be like bigger thing. But you did it for me. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But still, like, you know, there's other bigger people. But anyways, it still makes it even that much more kind. And anyways, makes me feel special. Anyway, but yeah, she has a DeviantArt and all the whole 9 yards. I'll be linking her channel in the description. She does speed art, and she has gotten perpetually better. I have been subscribed for a while. I don't typically comment just because I don't know what to say. You know what I mean? I'm always like, I'll just thumbs up the video and be done with it. But yeah, I've been watching her for a while, and she's progressively getting better and better and better, which is really cool to see. It shows people that, like, in my sense, it shows in a similar way to like YouTube and people who I appreciate, who are YouTubers and etc., who clearly start off one way and be just purely by the sense of like force, determination, and like persistence and stubbornness, they get better because of persistence, stubbornness, whatever you want to call it. And it's very much her same story, except in this sense it's art instead of like, you know, videos and commentating on whatnot. But yeah, just awesome fan art. Hopefully I've been showing it this entire time. Goddamn looks awesome. I gotta find a way to make that my profile pic because I asked. She said it's cool to use it, so we're going to probably try to use it unless it doesn't fit into the circle, which is. It's weird. I have a long neck apparently in the video and in my real life, so you know it's kind of hard to match up. But you know, could not be more grateful for that. Again, little old me. I don't think I deserve anything, but goddamn, do people keep giving me things, and I'm never not immensely overwhelmed by it all. Thank you so much. And again, guys, go subscribe to her channel, or actually, no, go check out her videos and then subscribe if you want. I always find it weird when people are like, hey, just subscribe to this person. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, go check out this person and see if their content is your cup of tea, and then go through it. I like that a little better. But regardless, she's worth at least a glance. Not just because she drew me or whatever, because she's drawn and done tons of time into her art and whatnot. And yeah, thank you. Derp, I appreciate you to no end. Is there another name in there? Please. I've always just called you Derp, and I realize how fucking awful it is. Shinoff? I'm gonna call you Derp. I'm sorry if that's rude. Also, a while back, I think I updated you guys on most of the things, maybe. So a while back, when I started to stream, I started to notice like 2 things that were like very bad. And one of them is my chair. My chair I can't stream in because it's super huge, and since I have a standing desk, I had to find a way to make my old chair fit in like a stool bottom. So in order to do that, we got it to work, but it's kind of wobbly. So like if I sit in it, I lean to the left, I'm like this. I'm thoroughly a little bit leaned. So I kind of have to balance mid-edit and sit, which is fine, gives me some core strength. But when you're streaming, a wobbly chair that's making noise is bad. So I was like, okay, well, first things first is I need a new chair. And specifically, I need a chair that doesn't really have a back. So meaning it doesn't have like something back here that kills the green screen, because that's just more obstruction. In the whole point of green screen is to take less of the screen away. And I think I pointed out last week I got this thing. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. Hopefully I cropped it properly. But yeah, it's just a nice chair. It's got a good backing to it. It feels good to do it. And the dude, a good chair makes the biggest difference in the world. And it's funny because I see people use like a DX Racer, which honestly, it's weird that a fad becomes health centered. It's weird. Like from my knowledge, a DX Racer chair is modeled after a racing chair, which is specifically modeled to handle inward force from a fast-moving vehicle accelerating, so that you don't move. Essentially, like it crunches you up like this, so that when you're going fast, it pushes you into the center so that you stay still, and you can make adjustments, and it kind of pins you in there. And all of that is nothing considering like a health chair, like a good chair that's meant to like keep your posture and whatnot. So yeah, like it looks cool, but I don't think it's gonna be doing any favors for your back. So it's weird that there's like this branding thing there where it's like people are like, this is the coolest chair. It's like, I mean, yeah, but yeah, it's kind of like a skater shoe when you don't skate. It's not good for you. I mean, it looks cool. It's a style thing, sure, but yeah. But anyways, this one is amazing. I really hope it lasts. The only weird problem with it is it's plastic. It's not steel, so it's gotta be gentle. It's gotta be real gentle. Anyways, the other thing that I bought is this, and this is the first thing that came, and this is a pop filter. You guys see it? Bam! Pop filter. The shitty thing is that it was a pop filter for a microphone, not for my Audio Technica, like thick, longer mic. Anyways, I had to improvise with just some of that, some foam at the bottom. It works. It just works, guys. And the other thing was actually, so a while back when Destiny the Taken King came out, actually, I went through and I bought a good microphone. Well, not a good microphone. I have a USB microphone, which is pretty good. But I bought a 3-prong, basically 2 microphones. They're the same thing, but one is not USB, which makes it better. Kind of. I'm not gonna go into why USB is less good. But anyways, I got a box where you can plug in 3-prong in there, and it sounds fantastic. Now, to me, I noticed it. You guys may not, because of all of the editing and compression things I do within Audacity. I can make a shitty mic sound decent. I can make a decent mic sound really good. And with this one, I can make a good mic kind of sound clearer. Because it's like when you have a mic that does a lot of stuff on a passive level, and you use the same template as you use for shitty mics, it doesn't really translate well. It kind of just creates the same sound. Neither here nor there. The one thing that's really cool, I can hear myself now. Okay, let's restart. So when the Taken King came out, I bought a microphone. Now this microphone also requires you to have an amp type plugin. I don't know, it's like a 3-prong plugin. So I ordered it. It's like a Scarlett mix box, or whatever the hell it's called. So I got one, and it's called a Scarlett Solo mix box, or whatever the hell. It's a Scarlett Solo is what it's called. So I got it. It all came in. I plugged it in. I hit record, and I started talking, and it sounded great, except for there being this annoying clicking. It sounded like you were talking, and it sounded like the tiniest little static, like randomly, like this. And then the more I talked, the more it would go like. So it was this weird situation, and I tried so long. I spent like a half a year just trying to figure out what the hell was going on, and what did it. Like, what was the problem? I looked through like 1,000 things. Like, we're talking about the interference of a phone, to there being interference within your electrical appliance feeding into the board or the box itself, and that making a static. Oh, dude, basically went crazy doing this. It was bad. It was very bad. But eventually, I just wrapped it up, put it away, and then recently I was like, I'll try it again. Maybe it fixed itself. I don't fucking know. Let's try it. Plugged it all in, no go. Did not work. And I was like, dude, give me a fucking break. You know what I mean? Like, damn. So then finally I was like, okay, well, I'm getting the pop filter, I'm getting the chair, why not get another box? Because I think that's the problem, because the microphone didn't really sound like it was a problem. Just because tests I did. So I did it. I went through with my 3 purchases. I got this, I got my chair, and I got the box. The new microphone box, the plugin. So I finally got it, and it took a long ass time to get here. So I was like, oh god. And then I look at it, and it's like made in China from like a special. I bought it through Amazon, not from Amazon. So I looked at the person that was selling it because it was really delayed. Like it was expired by the time it was supposed to get here. Japan Co. or something that made it. And I was like, oh shit, it's gonna take a long time to get over here. Luckily enough, the next day it was here. So I was like, I just honestly, I'm so defeated at this point. I've been trying to get this microphone to work for the longest time. And I just took kind of a gamble that it wasn't the microphone, that it was the box. So I was like, okay, let's really hope this paid off. I really hope it was the box, not the microphone, because then I just bought the wrong thing. So then I plugged it all in, and again, I'm defeated at this point. I flicked on the switch, boom. I started speaking. I did my editing test where I could see the other one was fucking up. I did the same thing with this one, with the plugged into the different box. Did it? Worked. And I was like, oh, but I didn't do that. I didn't go, I went, cool. What's next? And I heard a lyric in a song recently. The person says, I've always been a pessimist. And I kind of feel that in a lot of ways. I'm always a person to notice and be like irritated by annoying things. I constantly want to fix something that is annoying me or irritating me or off to a certain extent. But whenever I truly do succeed and like do the thing, I don't get anything from it. Like where I know a lot of people when they're like, oh, I finally completed my paper. They're like, oh, me, I'm like, and it's done. And then I'll just walk away. I don't have that that endorphin rush or that accomplishment. I don't have that. After like a year of like just stress, and like I've stayed up till like 4 a.m. just reading about microphones and static electricity and things that can affect your microphone and all this craziness. And it just made me so goddamn like defeated every single night that I tried stuff, didn't work. And all it was a faulty Scarlett Solo box. And it sucked because the reviews for it were fine. Like everyone was giving a glowing review. So it was weird that I was like, oh great, I got the one fucked up version of that. And I don't know, I found that very weird that like I finally got it all working. I did it, I heard it, I was like, yes, this is awesome. It's working. But I didn't have that like, woo. I was like, test, yada, yada, yada. Oh, cool. It works. Sweet. Put that away and go back to editing or whatever I was doing. And I stopped in a moment. I was like, man, I probably should have had a bigger reaction to it finally working out. And I was like, well, okay. I don't know. I don't really get taken aback by like, well, I think that's the thing. I do get those like endorphin rushes of like, woo. But most of them are like little shit. Like I always find little shit makes me the most happy. Like the most little tiny thing, I'm so happy about it. And the big things like that, and this very much to me was a big thing because it took up so many hours, is more just of like, it's just a hurdle that I'm happy to be done with. And that's mostly what it is. I don't feel like I need to celebrate after getting over it. I just want to move on. That's a good way to explain it. But like a hurdle that's really tiny, I feel like it's almost funner to kind of like joke around and be like, woo, from that little tinier thing. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Do you guys find yourselves erring on pessimism opposed to being all can-do about when you finally complete something or is happy about things in general? I always notice the bad things and react to them I don't react to them negatively, I just notice them more than happy things, which is not great. But yeah, that's pretty much wraps up Life in Frost as of, well, here's the thing. I'm learning recently that, I don't really like a little bit that I talk about like things of the mind and like things that I'm learning when it comes to like, philosophy and all these fun things. Because well, at least with people, like with you guys, it's me just talking into the ether and you guys hear it. And if you guys get value from that, that's cool. But when it comes to actually talking about people about these ideas and whatnot, I don't really do a good job about explaining it because it is stuff that is supposed to impact you in a weird way, and you need to explain it in a certain way in order for you to understand the reasoning almost, and I don't do a good job about doing that. But I will talk about one thing, I guess, today, just to kind of get you guys an update on it, and it's kind of a cool idea. I think what it's called in like the philosophy type setting is it's the law of attraction. And forgive me if I'm butchering this, but it's something that I've kind of, it's interesting, and the idea behind it is you become what you think about. Now you guys might be like, what? Like, what the hell are you talking about? Well, the idea of that, you become what you think about, is the idea of, like, let's take an example of somebody not doing this, which kind of proves this point. So say if there's a person that's overweight, and say this person's like, man, I'm so fat, I fucking hate myself. Oh man, look at how gross I look in the mirror, you know, look at all this stuff, man, I'm so fat, why am I eating this burger, I'm just gonna increase my weight, I hate it, I'm so fat, and etc. They keep doing that, and they keep thinking about that. They keep thinking about, man, I'm so fat, I hate the way I look, I blah, 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 blah. They keep just doing that. And all those things I just said do nothing to actually help you in any way to get not that, etc. Say a person that is poor, and a person that's like, man, I'm always poor, I always have to do all this extra work, all this bullshit I have to put up with, it's just because I'm poor, it's just because I have my setting in life, it's just because, you know, I'm always going to be in this situation because of where I grew up, or where I live, or my credit, or whatever have you. And they just keep perpetuating this loop, and they keep thinking about that exact thing. That's all they keep thinking about, and they never get out of that because that's all they keep thinking about. Now take a different person. Take a person that is going through weight troubles, and they finally reach the point where they're like, man, I don't like the way I look, I hate it. I wonder what it'd be like to imagine me skinny, and etc. Not skinny, just where I want to be with my weight. And then they start doing that, and then they start imagining themselves on the beach looking really nice and having a certain body that they enjoy, waking up and feeling a certain way, being able to run and outrun your friends and all these things because you're fit and you're healthy and eating the right food. And instead of picturing this disgusting lettuce void of taste, you instead picture this cool whatever type amalgamation of like different types of fruit and whatever, and you start thinking about that constantly. And that's kind of the idea, where like one, you're thinking about a negative state of where you're going to be and how you're always going to be there, where the other one, it takes you to a place where you want to be, and it allows you to kind of make choices to get there, opposed to just saying I'm always going to be in this shitty position in my life and that's it. The other way, it tells you to think about what you want to become. And it's funny because like a couple Let's Talks back, I talked about the idea of, the idea of self and all that crazy stuff. And I talked about, in order to know the question, who am I, you need to first ask, who do I want to be? And then when you figure out who you want to be, stand by that always, because if you're not standing by that person, then you're not standing by you. And then who are you? You're nothing. And then that's why no matter what you are, you should stand by that. And I find this way of thought echoes that similar beat, that you become what you think about. And I'm not sure where I've subscribed to this channel I think it's called Genius Minds or something. I don't know what it's called. But there's this guy who was just he's like doing a seminar or whatever, and he was talking about the idea that there's like in order to accomplish the idea, which is the law of attraction, you need to first find something that you truly, truly want. And if I'm not mistaken, how he broke it down was, or the 4 wants. I don't know, I think it was 4 wants. But he says the four things are: I wish, I desire, I intend, and I am passionate about. Those are the 4 things he said. If you can get the one thing that you want, and they can all work for those 4 things, then it will work out. But otherwise, if you're missing one of these things, then it's not gonna work out, because you don't want it enough, because you can't just, I just want to think about this one thing and I'm gonna get it. You actually have to have a reason why you're thinking about this. Like you can be like, I want to make money, and you'd be like, but I don't really care about money. I care more about like happiness and being with my family and all this other shit. So you can't force yourself to really do that unless you truly want it, which is why the 4 things he says matter. And I'm just saying it through the way I took it. And the reason why the first one is I wish is because it makes it real. So for him, it was basically, I wish basically means I'm asking. So for him, it'd be like, how people pray and whatnot. Well, by the simple act of doing that, you are putting it out into the world and you are making it real. It's kind of, the way I took it is, it's a similar way to when if an alcoholic goes to an AA meeting, they say, my name is Eric and I'm an alcoholic, not just because it's a joke, but because when you say that, it makes it real. So you kind of have to confront it. And I think that's a similar beat to why you need to say, I wish for said thing. And then the second one is I desire. Now, I wish and I desire, the thing that makes them different is I desire is showing that you truly want that said thing, willing to seek it out. So when you say, I desire this said thing, it means you are willing to do something to do it. It goes beyond just wanting the said thing or wishing for it. Wishing is another word for wanting, I think. And then desire is another thing for actually wanting to seek it out. So yeah, he said you need to wish for it, you need to desire it. And the third thing is intent. This one I found interesting because intent is essentially nothing, like, you know how there's a saying of all horrible men had the best of intentions, you know, etc. They had the best of intent going into the situation, and then they kind of got fucked up along the way. But I find that really interesting because even though that is the case, no one can take that away from you. No one can take away what you intend to do, what you intend to say. Now, don't get me wrong, it can come across 1,000 different ways, especially considering how feeble and wobbly people's emotions can be to certain things. No one can take away the idea that, you know, I didn't mean for that to happen, and I'm sorry that it did, but it was never my intent. You know what I mean? So that's why. It's like you need to have the intent. You need to know your intent to do it. So you need to know why I'm doing this, why I want this, why this is important, what is my intent when going after this. And then the last one is I am passionate about, because yeah, you cannot have like the thing that you want and not be passionate about it, or else it's just kind of a job opposed to an actual thing that you want and are passionate about. And again, that could be anything from money to finding the hottest wife on the planet. I don't know what you want. But yeah, the one I want is, I'm not gonna tell you guys, because because I feel like if you say it, it's I don't know. I feel like that's something I'm learning recently. Is that when you tell someone the thing that you're doing, it almost takes it away a little bit. Yeah. Hence why, like, I feel like I've made significantly more ground because I'm not just pouring out my heart, which also makes me question therapy in a weird sense. Like, how much are they actually doing for you? I feel like it's a kind of a system based on wanting people to stay broken a little bit. Yeah. Anyways, well guys, that was me rambling about my deep dive into just random videos where I subscribe to a channel where it tells you about like thought patterns of motivational speakers to a certain extent, / just like people who are like, here's how you're not shit at life. Turns out everyone's shit at life, and you kind of just figure it out. And I was like, okay, is there any way to be less shit? Yeah, here's the four ways to figure it out. And I'm like, okay, thanks. But yeah, guys, this was a lengthy Let's Talk. Last one I think was pretty quick. Well, I mean, back to the good old days. I'm not sure what content's going to be coming out, by the way. Usually I give you guys an understanding of that, but all the content that I'll be making is probably tomorrow, unless I get crazy sick. In that case, we're still going to be making content. It'll just be sick editions of said content. Well, guys, I appreciate you guys to no end for hearing me out and my rambles. I also appreciate immensely Derp. Everyone go give love to her. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, this has been Let's Talk. This has been all of the craziness. Expect more videos on the way. And bye, guys.